guys, hope you've been well. Angel over to Ange Noble Exchange, Nobleman's Apothecary. And today I have something a little bit different for you guys, just slightly different. As you guys know, I'm very well into heritage style boots. I'm also into cowboy boots. Quality boots, quality footwear. That's my passion. You know, that's something I'm interested in, and that's something that you guys come to see my YouTube channel for, right? Okay, so let's start with a little backstory. One of my earliest YouTube videos were on a pair of Red Wing Iron Rangers, a couple of pairs of Red Wing Iron Rangers. These are the 4581s. I do have a YouTube video on these here, exactly. And I think I have two YouTube videos on these. One where I'm just kind of showing you guys how I rough out, and also how I dyed these. So, and probably there's a few where these boots have made some cameos in, but I really love these boots. Now I don't have any other Red Wing Iron Rangers anymore, just because they don't really give me the arch support that my high arches kind of require for all-day comfort. So I'm hanging on to these though, because I am going to get them resold eventually. My good friend Zane Maddox at Snellville Shoe Repair, he's also got a YouTube channel. Check him out. I'm probably going to be sending them over to him so that we can get probably a higher heel, definitely some increased arch support, and probably just a lighter colored sole. So stay tuned for that. And so this is one of the first boots that I've ever, kind of reviewed for you guys. There's no shortage of Red Wing Iron Ranger boot reviews. Now, we go over to my current favorite. Every month, give or take, maybe every few weeks, maybe every week, I have a favorite boot that I gotta wear like every day, right? Those are my Knicks Robert made to orders. And the reason being is because I've had these not quite a year yet, maybe like 9 months or so. And these have taken quite a long time to break in. And it wasn't the insole, wasn't the this part or that part of the foot. It was actually this part right here where the shaft wraps around your ankle. That was always a hard part for me to kind of just make comfortable for me with these particular boots. I've had Engineers, I've had Red Wing Billy boots, so I still have a pair of those. And so those have never given me issues, no matter how tight I tied them. It must be this waxed flesh, this brown waxed flesh. It's a kind of stiff, and so it's just taking a really long time to break in. I was actually getting ready to list these just because they were taking so damn long to break in. And so on Valentine's Day, my wife and we took a day trip down to an old western town called Yuma, Arizona. And I said, you know what, I'm going to wear these. If these are not broken in by the end of the day with all the footing, all the miles we're going to put on these through the day, these aren't broken in at the end of the day, I'm listing them. As much as I love them, they're just not working for me. So they broke in. They must have been listening, because they're actually really comfortable now. And so I've been putting a lot more time into these. As you know, so I've got the 8-inch shaft. I got the 55 last with a little bit higher heel and a really nice, it's their medium arch support. They do have one level up with a little bit more arch support, but this actually is perfect for me. So really liking these right now. Then we have a pair of whites. These are the Stevens dress cap. They've got really nice broguing on the cap toe. And if you're looking right here, that's the Nobleman's Apothecary collaboration with Boot Hunter. This is the Reboot Restyle Kit. You get a false tongue, and you also get a free pair of Pisgah Range laces by Ryan over at Pisgah Range Ltd. Out of North Carolina. American made, military grade paracord. Aglets are second to none. There's other lace makers out there that are doing paracord laces, but The aglets on these are very, very consistent in quality and shape every single time. Not something you can say for those other brands. Not saying they don't deserve your money, but Ryan has hit the mark every time and met and exceeded my standards. So Pisgah Range laces are the laces I choose every single time for a lace-up boot. And sneakers. So these here, as you can see, they have a lower profile heel than most of my other boots, aside from my Iron Rangers. But what they do a great job of is adding an internal arch support between the midsole and the insole, and they call it arch ease. And so these here have a pretty low profile heel, and so you would think right off the bat that the arch support isn't going to be all there, but these are just as much, these provide just as much arch support, if not just, almost as much arch support as the 55 medium last that Knicks provides. So you get a nice, a little bit more formal wear boot, a little more business casual-esque boot, silhouette, but you still have a very nice arch support that will give you all day comfort if you have high arches like me. So these boots is not what we're here for, right? We've got one boot that I want to show you guys, something that I never thought I'd be reviewing for you all. That's right, Renav Goods. You got a picture of a horse, and then if you can read right there, Indonesian made in Indonesia. So my good buddy Dale at Aero Surfer, he's got a YouTube video which he just posted, I think 2 weeks ago, on the Shinki horse butts. Beautiful boots, really good looking boots, okay? And so actually Stridewise uploaded a video before him talking about Indonesian boot makers and the 8 best Indonesian boot brands, in his opinion. So one of them was Renav Goods. And so that put Renav Goods kind of like on my radar. Then after seeing, and I did follow them on Instagram, Renav Goods Co. And they also watching Dale's review, they were really good looking boots. So, and the quality and all that stuff just kind of really turned me on to them. Coincidentally, I was not shopping for Renav Goods. I like their photos and their boots. I'll double tap their pictures on Instagram. But my good buddy Anthony, he's on Instagram at X_APT_X, and he messaged me out of the blue, and he actually sent me a picture of what's inside this bag. And I was like, no way, what? Those are good looking boots. And he's like, yeah, they don't fit me. I think they might fit you though. Are you interested? And I was like, he's like, you're an 11D, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, I'll let them go for this much. I got them for a really good deal, okay? And so let's stop wasting time and let's see what we got here. Huh? What do you think? This is also Shinki horse butt. As you can see, you've got that texture that is synonymous with Shinki horse butt, and the same texture that was actually on the boot that Dale reviewed on Aero Surfer LV. Hopefully I can get that link up in here by the end of the video. I can add the link to the screen here for that video. And so this is the Shinki Horsebutt Black. It's a T-core leather, so it's not all the way struck through with the black dye. Just a top coat. We've got like an antique brass hardware. Gosh, my face. This is like, I got my camera set to probably face tracking. So I gotta like jump out every time I want it to zoom in on the boot. So you got an antique aglets. You got 7 eyelets, 3 speed hooks. It's got a, what looks to be a dressy broguing on a like the dress cap. Very similar to the whites. Let's see if we can. Yeah, very similar. And one thing I noticed is, okay, so with Knicks and whites, they do stitch down, but they use machines to stitch, and so the stitching hits a certain level of consistency in the segments of each stitch. They're larger segments than a boot, typically, than a boot that is hand welted. You see there's smaller segments in those stitching, in the stitches. While the quality is fairly consistent, it's still, you can tell it's been hand welted. And I'm all about handmade leather goods, so the more hands on it, the more hand work going into it, the more I am into it, okay? So this comes with a logger heel. As you can see, it's got a very pronounced 3 layers of leather for the insole, for the midsole to the outsole. Pronounced logger heel. It almost looks like a spur ridge it's got, you know what I mean? Not something that you see with most like Knicks. Doesn't have that thickness of a spur ridge. I don't know what you would call it. With cowboy boots, you would call it a spur ridge. But with heritage boots, I guess you just call it a shelf or whatever. I don't know. They came with these really nice white Dr. soles, no slip grips, and they've been worn. They've been worn by 2 other people before I got my hands on these. So, Renav Goods Company. Dr. Soles makes some really good stuff. Really like their green ones that came on my West Co Boss boots with black Chrome XL horse hide by Horween. They look pretty similar to this leather, except for that very interesting texture and graining. I mean, it looks insane. I love that. So this is from the Shinki horse butt. Whoever makes that. I'm not as well informed on all the tanneries throughout the world as I should be. And so, forgive me for that. Check this out. So do you see the shape of that toe? Let's compare. Let's compare the toe shapes. As you can see, this one's a little bit more relaxed and more of a U shape, a little more of a wide round toe. This one has more of a taper, more of a triangular taper to the bottom, more of a V shape. Almost like a mix between like a roper style boot and a medium round toe style boot. And I think that's talking cowboy boots as far as terms are concerned. And so this one has a little bit more sharp of a tip. But technically, I think these are wider at the ball of the foot. So I think I like that. The heel's pretty high, and I've measured it, and it's really only about 1 inch to 1.25 inches heel raising the heel. So you'll get a little bit of increased arch support, but I don't know. So the laces I'm not really blown away by, but I mean I'm throwing Pisgah range laces in there if you know me. I'm not going to be leaving these in there. These flat laces, they're all right, but definitely not my style. And so let's open them up. The inside here. So the tongue has what looks to be like a rough out lining, and it's a dual layered leather tongue. Looks like it's got a leather gusset in there. Let me see if you can kind of see where the, oh geez. There you see the gusset right in there. So it's got an undyed, just a natural veg tan leather. And then in there, that sole is, there's definitely like a foam cushion in there. But it looks like it has a leather, like a thin leather lining, same as the interior leather lining. And it's got like, can't really get, let's see. It's got like the embossing inside there. Same design that came on the bag here. And so, yeah, so I'm curious to see how they're gonna fit with, and how much arch they really give. Because if there's no like internal arch like the whites and the Knicks, then it will have more, it'll still have more arch support than like a regular Iron Ranger would, but I don't know. So let's do a quick on foot and find out. Almost forgot. What I'm wearing today is, drum roll please, of course, my Chisos number 5s, natural, veg tan, rough out, leather, snip toe, incredible. One of my favorites. That's what I'm wearing today. Okay. Continue. Well, what do you guys think? I think they look really good. I'm wearing my Brave Star Selvage 21.5 ounce. You've seen these in other videos. These are kind of like my go-to thickness and weight. Really comfy. They're definitely gonna take some break-in. You know, obviously we've got 3 pretty thick layers of leather that we need to kind of break in to get that bend going right there. But the horse butt leather, it's not too stiff, but I can tell it's not as thick as many leathers, but it's still pretty stiff. So I'm pretty sure that the upper leather is going to break in before this leather does. So not too concerned about it. The quality is definitely there. I can see that they have it's really wide here, so I got tons of room. Not too much, but lots of comfort that would actually make the break-in process very bearable. And now one thing I didn't talk about was the unstructured, the A1 unstructured toe is a last exclusive to Renav Goods. So Ray at Renav Goods has developed it, and I'm actually a fan of it. Really comfy. I can tell that the heel counter, I do have a little bit of heel slippage, nothing crazy, maybe about an 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch, but it's definitely a very, very solid leather heel counter because it is stiff. And so, I know once that breaks in, my heel will feel right at home. And it's really hard to disagree with the contrast between the black, the natural veg tan leather, and that white sole. It just goes so well together. Can't change my mind about that. So I'm very fortunate, I think, in having friends that consider me for adopting these beautiful boots from Renav Goods Co. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, they fit, man. Thank you, Anthony. Yeah. All right, let's go back up top. Oh, and before I go, actually, so the arch support. Arch support it's present. I get a little bit of arch support here, obviously with a little bit of a raised heel, a little bit of arch support. Nothing that blows me away. It might take some time Luckily, there is an insole. It's got some foam in there, and that triple layer of leather, I'm sure, will also help to conform to my arch. But nothing to write home about, really. I guess we'll just have to see how it breaks in. But I'm okay with it. I'm not mad at it at all. Alright. Well, there you have it. That was just a quick little unpackaging and first impressions on foot on the Renav Goods Shinki horse butt with the A1 unstructured toe last. Just a hell of a boot. I'm really enjoying it. I'm probably going to throw some Pisgah laces on these bad boys and wear them for the rest of the day. It's about 1 o'clock, but I've got some belts to finish up and send out, so definitely got some work to do. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Take care. Love you. Stay noble, stay safe, and remember to shop small.